மேம் உள்ள போயிருச்சு மேம். விசிபிள் ஆகுதான்னு மட்டும் கொஞ்சம் பாத்துக்கங்க. ஓகே ஓகே ஓகே. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir. You can start now.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Thank you, sir. Good evening, my dear students. You are all warm welcome to the wonderful session of the biological classes. Today, we are going to discuss about the continuity of the ecosystem and biodiversity. Okay. Last class, we have discussed the ecosystem, okay, and the producer, ecosystem components, all those things already we saw it, isn't it, my dear? Today we are going to discuss the structure and functions of the ecosystem. What are the subheading is present in it, you know? First one, you just note it down. So structure, first of all, you should note it down, the structure of the ecosystem. Okay, the structure of the ecosystem. Second thing is important structural features are the species composition and diversity. This is the first one. Species composition and diversity. And cytogynomy, stratification. This is very, very important, my dear student. Stratification, life cycles, and ecological community, abiotic materials, and the last one is called as range of physical conditions. These are the headings we are going to study deeply according to the ecosystem chapter. Okay, media. See that first one is called as structural. Particularly, you know about what are the structures, you know, the physiognomy. The first heading is refer to the external appearance of the look of the community. External means outside, isn't it, my dear? So, environment, surrounding, isn't it? Appearance of the community. For instance, the high physiognomy of a forest differ markedly from a low physiognomy of grassland. Take an example. So low means which one? You know, the grassland is considered as a low physiognomy. The forest is the high physiognomy. Okay, this is the first heading. The first of all, you should note, you know, what is by physiognomy? Physiognomy is nothing but the one of the structural aspect of the ecosystem. Okay, it is nothing but the external appearance. External means outside. Okay, look at the communities. What are the communities present inside, outside the ecosystem? Particularly, they have taken two things is there. One is called as forest and another one is called as grassland. Here, the forest is the highest physiognomy and the low physiognomy is considered as a grassland. Okay. Next heading is stratification. So many times they were asked the question, my dear student, in this part, stratification. What is meant by stratification? Very, very important. The stratification depicts vertical layering, many important things. Vertical layering, okay, of the vegetation. Different layers are occupied by different species. That is very, very important. This is the NEET question, my dear. This is NEET question. Don't forget. This is a NEET question. Depicts vertical layer of the vegetation. Different layers are occupied by the different species. A well-developed forest ecosystem exhibit a highly stratified structure consisting of a several layer of the vegetation. What is by several layer of the vegetation? Okay. What is by several layer? Just take an example. So these are the several layers. Okay. These are the several layers have been reported. See here, They have mentioned the number, isn't it? In this diagram, we are seeing there are so many number have been given, isn't it? See here, this is the number 1. So number 2, number 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7. So which one is the least one, lowest one? Mean in the bottom grassland means, you take an example, in this spot, there is a grass as is there. This is the low level. Okay. So what about this one? This one is the highest layer, highest. Okay. Okay, my dear. So this is the highest level. Okay. So highest. So this one is the highest level. That means tree is the highest one. Take an example. This is the age. So this is the layer. This is the first layer in the topmost. Then second one is the compared to this plant, it's a very small one. And second, third one, this one, and herbs and shrubs, and also grasses. And not only that, the sixth one, and also this is also runner stole, and already studied in that. And this one is also called as, what is that? It is also another one, runner. So they are all are collectively called as, what is that? Stratification. Each one it has a layer. See here, when you are drawing a lion, just imagine. See here. So when you are drawing the lion, see here. So this is the first layer compared to the bottom, isn't it? This is the first layer. This is the first layer. It's the first layer. And second layer is this one. This one is the second layer, isn't it? This one is the second layer. Okay, third layer here only it comes. So this is the third layer. And this one is called as fourth one. And this one is the last, and also fifth one. Okay, from the bottom to this one. So why are taking this one? You know, these are all are called as, what is it? Each one it has a specific, what is that? Specific, well-developed forest system exhibit a highly stratified structure consisting of several layers. That several layer is this one. Okay, here bottom to top. Otherwise, the top to bottom. Okay, they can divide. See the what are the things is that one is called as the overstory tree layer. Overstory means exhibit the normal height. Sequoia plant, you know about one of the example has given. Sequoia plant, it will grow up to 110 meters. And then another one is U and distory tree layer. Second one, and distory. And the shrub layer, herbaceous layer, and root layer, ground cover layer. Ground cover means grasses, isn't it? And then not only that grasses, so many plants also, okay, grow on the surface of the soil. That is called as ground cover layer. And then last one is called as the vine layer. Vine layer means it's also attached with the another plant. They need support because they don't have the, which one, you know, mechanical supportive tissues, otherwise called as sclerized tissues. So they need support. And also the modification also already, you know, studied so many times. Already you studied it so many times. These are all what is that? Several layers have been reported by the scientists. See that? So the first layer is a canopy. Sometimes they told is a large fruit and also nuts trees also comes out of this canopy. Lower tree level, smaller fruits and nuts trees. Okay. Shrubs layer, berries and currant. Okay. And herbaceous layer, rosemary, lavender, and savory. Vertical layer, it can be supported. They need some support for their growth. Vertical layer. Rhizopores, root vegetable like a carrot. These are all under the soil. Ground cover means above the soil. So ground cover. So that clover, mushrooms, strawberry, these are all, and also grasses also. These are all considered getting known as ground layers. So these are the types. The vegetations also classified into 7 types. Okay, my dear. So these are the layer included the canopy, the understory tree layer, the shrub layer, and also then herb layer. Similarly, a bond community has surface dwellers and bottom dwellers. Okay. So already we studied in the last class. Okay, already you studied. What is that? See me. So here they told which one, the canopy. Already saw it from the upper part to the first one is called as canopy, the under tree layer and shrub layer, and also herb layer and bond community. So bond community means you know about this. So the aquatic part also having these type of layer. That means already you know about the take an example, any one of the bond system. You can take we are going to study it in the bottom, dark, aphotic nature, and middle, and then center, the upper part. In this area already in our board. These are the land as well as the touching of the ground, isn't it? So these are the two parts. From here to take an example, so opposite manner also. Okay, so go to the next one. In aquatic ecosystem, stratifications from the surface to bottom. Okay, so already I told you surface to bottom. Okay, my dear. Surface to bottom. That is also very, very important. Okay, that is very, very important. See here. So this is very, very important. Surface to bottom is determined by the light penetrations. Already told you, light penetration and temperature profile, and also the oxygen profile. Okay. Last class, see here. This one is considered here bond. Just to take an example. Okay. Just to take an example. So this is considered bond. Just imagine this is considered bond ecosystem, otherwise called as bond. Okay. Okay, my dear. This is considered bond. Okay, bond ecosystem. Here, what happened? The low there is a sun is there already. About there is a sun is also present in it because the light is very, very essential for the what is that? Every organism, ultimate source. Okay, already we know about the light pass on to the how it will be. That is the important part. Okay, this is the race. Here the bottom line is that already know about the aphotic nature. The light is not there. That is called as aphotic. Okay, aphotic. Aphototic and also phototic. Okay, so aphototic means you just imagine. Phototic, aphototic. Here completely dark in nature, dark. So, and next is also the layer is that it partially the light is positive. Okay, here 75%, here 25% here, and here 50%, and the above part is 75%. The last layer is called as 100% from the upper part. So in aquatics, when we concern about the aquatic system, the upper part to lower part. Okay, so up to this level. Okay, so they discussed. See this one. See the penetration and temperature also. Already we studied according to the temperature. Where there is a water bed is that the water bed is always very hot when the sunlight is directly fall on it, isn't it? And also oxygen profile. Already you know about the oxygen profile is also depends upon their layer, isn't it? Bonds also. There may be, see here, the vertical stratification lead to the increase in number of species and efficient use of the resources. These are the two types that have been reported. Two types have been classified according to their organisms. For example, increase in number of species. Where the number of species increases already but in the bottom, there is a less number, and also 25% light penetration is also slightly higher than that of the bottom. Likewise, you have to classify it. And also efficient use of resources. Resources is also very, very important. Okay. See here. Another way to depict the ecosystem structure is through food relationship of the producer and consumer. Tropic food. So take an example. Each and every stage, there is a producer, there is a consumer. And the consumer also differ into. Okay. primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer. Like that, they may be divided, isn't it? That is also considered also named as a uses of resources. Okay, that is very, very important idea. See this one? The structure of an ecosystem, okay? The structure of an ecosystem is based on the existence of several trophic level in the ecosystem. Already told you, several trophic level means already you know about there are the bottom is there, bottom it produces and also okay. Bottom, just to compare the structure of an ecosystem, any ecosystem you can take, okay, based on their existence of several trophic levels in the ecosystem, starting any one of this one, starting from the here to up level. So here the first one and second one, third one, fourth one, like that, isn't it? These are the things. The producers forms the first trophic level, already you know about it, and then herbivorous the second, and the carnivorous constitute third. Okay, which one is the first trophic level? Sometimes they may ask the questions, producer taking the first place. Okay, my dear. So this is very, very important. This is very, very important. And see that? Okay. So the producer is the first one. And then herbivorous, producer already you know about the chlorophyll molecule containing component. What are they? Plants, otherwise called as phytoplanktons. Suppose take an example of land, plants, because those who are bearing the chlorophyll molecule, they can synthesize their food material. They can synthesize. There are comes under the headings known as autotrophs. It's considered as the producers. From the first trophic level, herbivorous is the first one. Which one is eaten? Okay. Producer was eaten by the first animals, that is called as herbivorous. Herbivorous were eaten by the carnivorous. These are all comes under the headings known as food chain. Food chain. Already we studied it. Food chain. We are going to study it also in the next food chain. Each one interlinked with the according to the food. Okay. See, the trophic structure may be described in the terms of the amount of living material called as standing crop. What is by amount of living material? Amount of living material. That is very, very important. Take an example. Say any trophic level you can take. Any trophic level. Okay. Any trophic level. See here, you can take an example. Here bond. Here number of animals. Think about 10,000. Including microbes, phytoplankton, zooplankton, like that. Okay. This one is called a submerged. Okay. This one is called as, what is that? Submerged. Okay. Submerged plant. Phytoplankton is phytoplankton in this part. Here swimming, free swimming. Okay. Free swimming. Okay. Plant as well as animals. These are all considered the phytoplankton and also zooplankton. Okay, my dears. Zooplankton, these things. And again, this one is also a upper layer, you know, about the large animals also going. In these two areas is very, very important because it depends upon the light also. Okay. Every layer, there are some microorganisms. Depends upon the two components. What are the two components? One is called as producer. Okay, plus consumer. These are the two important, what is that? Tropical levels. This first one is responsible for the second important. This is very, very important. Okay, my dear. See here. So this is very, very important. The trophic structure may be described in the term of the amount of living material called as standing crop. These are all called as standing crop. Take an example, 10,000. I told that condition is called as 10,000. What is that? Living materials. Materials mean any one of the organ, whether it may be plant or animals. Present different trophic levels at a given time. That is called as, what is that? Standing crop. The standing crop is commonly expressed as the number of biomass of organism per unit area. Take an example, Any one of the unit, how many lines is present, how many lines is present, how many plant is present, how many, what is that? Grasses are growing. Okay, so many stones is also present in. These are all are calculated in the particular area, per unit area. It may be centimeter or millimeter. Microorganism you are also calculating in the particular field, how many microorganism present in it. Okay, my dear. So this is very, very important. The biomass of the species is expressed in terms of which one, kilocalories. Okay, see this one. So gram per K. So these are the two things is very, very important. See here, the biomass of species is expressed in terms of either fresh or dry weight. How will you calculate biomass? It is nothing but the fresh weight or dry weight. Fresh weight means total content, including water molecule. Dry weight means what happened now without water molecule, completely evaporate. After that, you have to take the weight and also calculate it, how much amount of water molecule present in it. That things also we can easily calculate with this method. Okay, media. See the next one. The dry weight is preferred to avoid variation in weight due to the seasonal moisture differences in biomass. What mean moisture? Okay. See. So moisture is nothing but what is that? Water content, isn't it? Any one of the plant taken examples. Here there is a calculation is that. How will you calculate the particular given sample? How much amount of water present in it? How will you calculate means? How will you calculate? Dhanalakshmi, do you know any idea about that? How will you calculate the given sample? The amount, water content. Can you? Okay, I will show you how it will be calculated. See here, just note it down. Okay, so the given sample is that, isn't it? Take an example. Given sample, any one of the fruits. Okay, the fruits contain all the nutrients, isn't it? Fruits. Okay, I need a water content of the given sample. How will you calculate? Just you have to take the fresh weight. Okay, fresh weight of the fruit. Okay, fresh weight of the fruit. Just to take an examples, 50 gram. After that, okay, so after that it kept under the, what is the oven, okay, or dryness. Okay, dryness means but dry condition. Dry conditions. So that time we will get it a small size only, because here the water molecule present in it, the water molecule completely evaporated, isn't it? Completely evaporated. After that, you have to take the weight. After that, dry conditions. This is the first step. This is the second step. Okay. After dry conditions, you have to take the weight. Then after drying. Okay. After drying, how much it will be? 26 gram. The fresh weight as well as the, you will get the after dry weight, isn't it? Dry weight. So you calculate it and you minus it from the fresh weight. Okay, minus 26. You will get how much, 24. So the 24 gram of what is that? Water molecule present in it. This is the one method. This is the one method. Now we may calculate the, we can know that. We know the water content molecule present in the fresh fruits. Fresh fruits. Okay, media. So these are the way we calculate the water molecules. Suppose if you want to know the content of the minerals, so after that dry condition, it's also burn. After this, burn condition, burn, burn it, fruits. That time you will get the how much molecules of as during the burning condition. What happened now? You will obtain the end product is as. Okay, my dear. The ash contain minerals and vitamins and so, isn't it? All the minerals is the minerals. Again, the the ash volume also you calculate. Take an example, 2 milligram. After you will get 2 milligram. Which one? The fresh fruits, it's contain 50 gram. And then dry fruits, it's contain how much 26 gram. So the water molecule completely removed. So the water molecule content is this much. Already we know about. And then 20 gram of dry weights also undergo the burning process. Okay. So you'll get the ash, how much 2.2 milligrams as. Okay. 2 milligram ash. Okay, the 2 milligram ash, you have to take the 1 milligram into 100 ml of water. Like that, you have to mix it. From this one, you have to take. This is the continuous process. No need to this one. Just to take an example. These are this is the method to calculate the water molecule present in any one of the fruits molecules or any one of the vegetables. Okay. Suppose if it is also calculated in the animal tissues also. Okay, media. Okay. We will pass on to the next one. See the same process there. See here. The water molecule difference in biomass. Okay. The amount of nutrition such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and calcium present in the soil at any given time is referred to as the standing state. Already we discussed it. What is that? Standing state means what is the meaning of standing state? The standing state is nothing but the what is that? Content of the mineral substance. So what are the mineral substances have been reported now? First one is called as nitrogen. And second one is called as phosphorus and calcium present in the soil at a given time is referred to as the standing state. Normal. How much it contains? Any one of the land you can take an example. 3 land is you have to take 1, 2, and 3 land is there. Okay, different land is there. But this content is not similar in this category. Okay, it may be differs. Phosphorus is increased. Okay, nitrogen is also increased. Calcium decrease. Here the P is decrease. Okay, nitrogen is decrease and calcium is increased. Likewise, they may be vary, depends upon the which one soil, red soil, clay soil, olive soil, sand soil, black soil, loamy soil, different soil is there. Okay, each one it has a specific properties and also soil, clay, each one. Okay, so that that soil contain a standard nitrogen content, standard phosphorus, calcium content, that is called a standing state. Okay, it's also very depends upon the places. Take an example of Erode sample, Coimbatore, Bangalore. Okay, and hill station also. There's soils when we are collecting the sample and also undergo the analysis process. You can calculate these minerals, the nutrients. Okay, it may be vary. That is called as soil test. Already you know about the soil test. Okay. Okay, done by the agricultural department. The standing taste of the nutrition differ from the one ecosystem to another one. I told you the place, okay, but here they told ecosystem. For example, what are the types of ecosystem already studied? You know about the forest, isn't it? Forest, ecosystem, one. And second one is also a land ecosystem, land, okay, ecosystem. And third one is called as what is grassland, grassland. Okay, ecosystem. And then the last one you can calculate is a which one aquatic ecosystem, aquatic. Okay, medias. So different types of ecosystems. Suppose when you are collecting the samples of the soil sample of the forest ecosystem, it will be differ. Okay, from the land and grassland, aquatic. Okay, so each one it has a specific that has been given here. Okay, media. And the next we are going to discuss the part is called as functions of the ecosystem, how it will be active. The ecosystem show a variety of functions performed by the structural component. Already we discussed structural. Okay, the key functional aspect of the ecosystem are as follows. What are the key functions? How it will be? Very, very important this one, my dear. Very, very important. Don't forget, my dear. First of all, the productivity and the energy flow. Productivity, each and every ecosystem, it has a own specific productivity. particularly plant only. And after that product, how it will be converted into energy. For example, take an example, a land is there. Okay, land contains a plant. Plant also, they yield fruits also. Okay, and seeds, nuts, and so on. So they consumed by the herbivores. Herbivores, isn't it? How it will be get the energy? But the sunlight is the ultimate source of energy transfer from here, the energy in the form of heat. Okay, here is also received and also produced the, what is the energy in the form of fruits or vegetables. Fruits and vegetables and green leafy, whatever it may be. Okay, so this is green leafy vegetables also, that is considered as a producer. Okay, the energy was stored in the form of fruits and vegetables, so they can synthesize their own food material. That's why they are all called as producer, energy producer. Okay, by the process called as photosynthesis, already been over about. After that, what happened now? These fruits and vegetables and green leafy are also taken or eaten by the herbivores. So the energy transfer from where to where? Here to here. Okay, in the form of vegetables and fruits. So the energy is flow from the here to here. The herbivores was eaten by the carnivores. So the energy is also transferred. Okay, here also the energy transfer. Here is also the energy transfer. This energy is continuously transferred from the one tropical region to another tropical region. Here is sun, abiotic, the biotic to herbivores to carnivores. The energy transfer, that is called as energy flow. Flow means transfer one tropic to another tropic level. Okay, sun to plant to herbivores, herbivores to carnivores, carnivores to what is that? Primary, secondary, tertiary, and last what happened? Decomposer. Again, the decomposer, what happened? It entered into the atmosphere. The cycle. Already we studied in this. That one, it comes next. That is called as nutrient cycle. Each one it has a specific cyclic manner. Water, take an example. So water is also having the cycles, but it is not a nutrients. Okay. And phosphorus cycle is there, carbon cycle is there, nitrogen cycle is there, and so many cycles also have been reported. Development and stabilization is another one. The energy flow, food web, food chain, and efficiency, biotic interrelationship, and homeostasis. Already we studied. What is by homeostasis? Maintain their body temperature, isn't it? Maintain their body temperature. So these are all the, what is the key functions, structural components, aspect of the ecosystem. Okay, media. So what is the next one? First of all, we are going to discuss about the productivity. Just imagine, this is very, very important. Productivity. The rate of biomass production is called productivity. The rate of biomass means, what is that? Take an example, any one of the area. Okay, here the 1 acre plant is there. The 1 acre plant, how much amount of, what is that, energy it will be produced? That is called as productivity. 1 acre. Okay, take an example of paddy. 1 acre paddy, it will give 1,000 package of, okay, bags of, what is that, paddy. So this is a 1 acre. So suppose if it is calculated into 5 acre means 5,000. So this is the productivity. Suppose if it is reduced, this 5,000 is reduced, what happens? It depends upon the nutrient, soil content, clay, and also atmosphere, climatic, okay, temperature, pH. Okay, these are the things. Here, the productivity also divided into two categories, two kinds according to the ecosystem. One is called as primary productions and secondary productions. Okay, the primary production and the secondary productions. First one, what is meant by primary production? We are going to discuss. What is by primary production? The primary production is defined as the amount of biomass or organic matter produced per unit area. Per unit area, here already told you, per unit area, which one? Over time period by plants during photosynthesis and chemosynthesis. Already we know about photosynthesis, isn't it, my dear? What is by photosynthesis? Photosynthesis means is nothing but the plant produce their food material with the help of light and abiotic factor, carbon dioxide as well as water molecule, and internal factor, biotic factor, isn't it? That is called as chlorophyll molecule. These are the components essential for the biosynthesis of starch material by the process called as photosynthesis. And chemosynthesis, what is the meaning? They will not use the water molecule. Instead of water molecule, they will use the chemical substances. Okay. You know about the traditional equation. Okay. The carbon dioxide plus water molecules, it gives, what is that? Starch plus O2, presence of light as well as the chlorophyll molecule. This is the basic equation for the photosynthesis. Suppose if it is chemosynthesis, what happens? The water molecule is not utilized by the plant. Instead of water molecule, they used H2S, hydrogen sulfide. Here, the water molecule is the photosynthetic reaction. The end product, it will be energy as well as the oxygen molecule released. But in this category, what happened? Hydrogen as well as the sulfur, it will be released. That's why it is called as chemosynthesis. Okay, my dear. This expressed, okay, this expressed in terms of weight, gram -2, or energy, kilocalorie -2. The rate of biomass. Weight means gram. Already we know gram. Energy means you know about the kilocalorie. Okay, kilocalorie. Already you know 1 gram of protein molecules, they yield how much kilocalorie of energy? Okay, 4.7. 1 gram of fat, it gives how much, you know? 9.3 kilocalorie. That things, kilocalorie means thousands. You can multiply into 1,000 calories. Okay, my dear. So these are all already known about. The weight is already known, gram or milligram or kilogram. It is also same. So it depends upon the biomass. Okay, my dear. So the productivity, just to imagine the rate of biomass production is called as productivity. The productivity in ecosystem is of 2 types: a primary production, secondary productions. A primary production is defined as the amount of biomass or organic matter produced per unit area over time period by plant during photosynthesis and chemosynthesis. It expressed in terms of weight, gram, or energy. Energy means kilocalorie, the rate of biomass. Okay, media. The next one. Okay. So the productivity is the rate of function. Okay, rate of functions. And it expresses the term of dry matter produced or energy capture per unit area of land per unit time. Same is that. What is that? You know, they are giving. What is that? See that? It expressed. Okay. The productivity is the rate of functions and it's expressed in terms of dry matter produced or energy capture per unit area of land per unit time. What is that meaning? Suppose take an example. This is a land. They are having so many grasses. Okay. In this particular unit area, in this area, what is that? They told how much you know. Dry matter produced or energy capture per unit area of land per unit time. So this area, this is considered as a 1 meter, like that, you know, 1 meter area. How much amount of light is utilized? Okay, that is considered as a productivity rate. In the generally expressed in terms of gram to year 1 or energy kilocalorie, that is also calculated by the years. How many years? Only 1 year, how much amount of energy is utilized or energy is produced? How much energy is produced? That is called as productivity. So the total organic biomass production is called as gross primary productivity. Total means what is that? The 1 year, how much they will produce. For example, 1 day, the 1 meter, how much it will be produced? 1 day. Take an example, 10 kilocalorie. Okay, 1 day means you have to calculate into 365. So it will come some example, isn't it? You have to calculate in this much. So this is the net productivity, otherwise called as gross primary productivity of the particular, what is a plant. For example, here we have taken as a grass, isn't it? Suppose if it is a higher plant, okay, you can take an example. Higher plants compared to this one, it may be vary, isn't it? So it may be high. Likewise, you have to calculate each and every trophic level. That is called as gross primary productivity. Net, complete, total organic biomass. Total organic biomass. Take an example. Here we have to calculate, isn't it? 1 day, how much is it? 10 kilocalorie in the particular 1 meter only. Suppose take an example, 1 acre, it may be differ. 1 day like that, you have to calculate 10 days or 1 month or 1 week or 365 days. You have to calculate. That is the highest value of the productivity. That is called as gross primary production. Okay, my dear. So go to the next one. However, while the energy capture processing is operating in green tissues, these as well as the other tissues are consuming photosynthesis in respiration. Green tissues, where it present, only plant only. Okay. Plant only, it has the photosynthesis. Not only that, and also some of the animals, eucalyptus, it has a chlorophyll molecules. They can synthesize their own food materials. So this is also take an example. Energy consumption. Imagine energy consumption. And also energy also released in the form of heat during the respiration process. Plant as well as animals also undergo the respiration process. Okay, during this time, what happened, the heat is eliminated. Heat is also exit. So it is a production, it is also exit in the form of energy. The balance energy or biomass remaining after meeting the requirements of the respiration of the producer is called as net primary productivity. This is called as net primary productivity. See here, what is that meaning? After the respiration, how much energy is stored? That is called as net primary productivity. Don't forget, my dear. Okay. The net primary productivity, how will we calculate? There is one of the equation is also followed. This is very, very important, my dear. So net primary productivity or net productivity, that is equal to gross productivity minus respiration. You will get the net productivity. This is very, very important, my dear students. The NP denoted as, listen here simply, the NP that is equal to GP minus respiration. Okay. Don't forget, my dear. This is very, very important in the NEET point of view. Sometimes they may ask the question. Okay, net productivity is also calculated. Sometimes they may give an here the X, here, or here there is a Y, or A or B. Okay, it completes the equation like that. They may ask the questions. These are all very, very important, my dear. See here, and the next one is the annual. Already told you. Annual net primary productivity. Annual means 365 days. Already we calculated, isn't it? Productivity of the whole biosphere is approximately 170 billion tons of dry weight. Imagine of organic net. How much is that? Sometimes they may ask the question. Whole biosphere, how much dry weight it will be produced? This is also NEET point of view. Okay. So how much is that? 170 billions. Don't forget. Of this, from this, deposit occupying about 70% of the surface production of ozone is only 55 billion tons. Okay. What is that? From this 170, how much is the 55 is produced from the where? That is 75%. 70%. Sorry, this one is called a 70%. Of the surface of the production of ozone is a very, very important. Is only the 55 billion tons. Rest, of course, is on land. Remaining means what is that? That 70% ozone means remaining 30%. Where is it? In the land. The productivity of ozone is low. Okay. So these are the two things that have been reported. Two things very, very important NEET point of view. Once again, I repeat for you. The annual primary productivity of the whole biosphere is approximately 170 billion tons. of dry weight of our organic matter. Of this deposit occupying about 70% of the surface of the production in ozone is only 55 billion tons only. Okay. So rest, of course, rest means remaining. Okay. Remaining means what is that? The 55 minus means you will get it. How much is that? 115. Okay. Tons. Okay. How much is the land production is there? But the ozone is very low. Okay. See here next. So this is very, very important, my dear students. Sometimes they ask the questions, calculative manner, mathematical questions they ask, in this part. So aware of this one, my dear. Okay, go to the next one. In aquatic ecosystem, the productivity is generally limited by light, which decreases with the increase of water depth also. Already, but there are two factors very, very important. Depends upon the light only and also water depth. Deep ocean nutrition often become limiting for productivity. Already told you. Nutrition in deep water, what happened? The nutrition is very less compared to the upper surface. And also not only that, and also another one is nitrogen is also regarded as the most important nutrients limiting productivity is marine ecosystem. Don't forget, my dear student. Sometimes they may ask the question, reach the what is that? Which one of the limiting factor in the marine ecosystem? Nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, like that. They may ask the question. Which one? Nitrogen is very, very important. So why the nitrogen is very, very important? Nitrogen is essential for the physiological process of the enzymes, the production of the enzymes, physiological function. Okay. Physical function. Okay, my dear. Functions. Okay. So the enzyme, hormones, okay, enzymes, hormones, and etc. Hormones, etc. They need which one, nitrogen is very, very essential. Without nitrogen, they will not produce these enzyme and the hormones, and also protein, physiological functions. They need some of the components, particularly nitrogen containing components. Okay. And not only that, and also another one is the intensity of the solar illuminations in the open ozone drops from beginning high at the surface to being essential zeroed at 200 meters of the depth. Photosynthesis is limited to this level of the ozone. Suppose when you are going to the bottom of the 200 meters, what happens at the light intensity will be very less in nature. Okay, my dear. So it is also very, very important. Light intensity of the light. Intensity means depth, how it will be, how much is there. Okay. So these are the important factors. Because of the low concentration of the nutrients in the photoic zone, large part of the open ozone are low in the primary productivity. So here you just note it down. This is very, very important, my dear. So this is very, very important. See here what they are telling now. The low concentration of the nutrients in the photic zone, large part of the open ozone are low in the primary productivity. Low in the here, low concentration of the nutrients. What is that? A large part. That means the light intensity is also increases. The primary productivity will be decreases. Okay. This one is considered as a nutrients. This one is considered as a light, isn't it? This one is considered as a primary productivity. We can come to the concept nutrition as well as the primary productivity is also equal compared to the this one. And then second one is also called as light limitation. What is by light limitation? Already in our each and every plant they require for the blooming process the light. Already in our according to the light, the plants are classified into three categories. Long day plant. Already we know about long day plant. Okay, maybe this one. Second one is short day plant. Third one is neutral. Okay, my dear, plant. Isn't it? So likewise, each and every layer also they need so much of light is there, isn't it? Because solar radiation drives photosynthesis, you would expect light to be key variable to controlling the primary production of the ozone. Primary production of the ozone. That is very, very important. Indeed, the depth of the light penetration affects primary production throughout the photic zone of an ozone or lac. About half of the solar radiation is absorbed in the first 15 meter of the water. Already I told you, first 15 meter. Take an example, any one of the bottom. You have to take example, first 15 meter water molecules, what happen? No, they absorb the light. Not only that, and absorb the light, and also some of them are scattering. Again, repeated reflects into the atmosphere. Here, in our body, you can divide into 4 categories or 5 categories. So second stage, third stage, and fourth stage in bottom, upper part to lower part. The light in the last late, already aphotic stage. Okay, here the dark period is the dark. Already told you here. What is that? How many percentage it will be, sir? All those things already in our report. Reduce it here 50%, 40%, 30, 25, 10, and 5, 0. Like that. Okay, my dear. Even in a clear water, only 5 to 10% of the radiation may reach the depth of the 75 meters. Some of the category, just imagine any one of the well, you can see it, depth of the, we can see the ground also. Sometimes it's a clear water content. Suppose if it is clear, how much percentage? It may be 5 to 10% of the radiation may be reaches the depth of the 75 meter. Nutrient enrichment experiments confirmed that nitrogen was limiting phytoplankton growth also, because nitrogen is essential for the phytoplankton growth. Phytoplankton means it's nothing but the plant. It is a food for zooplankton. The macronutrients, nitrogen and phosphorus, are the nutrient that limit aquatic productions. Suppose if the nitrogen content as well as the phosphorus content is less, what happen? The aquatic production also automatically less. Suppose if it is increases, aquatic production is also increases. So that's why they told which one is a. Suppose take an example. Here is a nitrogen. Sorry. So this one is called as nitrogen. This one is called as phosphorus. Decreases. What happened? Automatically the aquatic production also what happened? Decreases. Suppose nitrogen and phosphorus increases. Okay, automatically what happened? The production is also increases simultaneously. That is very, very important. That's why that nutrition is also one of the limiting factor, they told. Okay, nitrogen was the limiting phytoplankton growth, because protein is very, very essential for the growth of the phytoplankton. Protein need means what they need. Amino acids need, isn't it? Amino acids need. The amino acids composition with the help of nitrogen, carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. So that is considered as the amino acid. That's so the amino group is very, very essential. Particularly the nitrogen is essential. So they told here, phytoplankton growth, which one in nitrogen was very, very essential. Suppose if it is reduced, so nitrogen is a limiting factor. Which one is a less number? It's considered as a limiting factor. Suppose if it is increases, that is considered as a what is a increased amount? No, that is considered as a what is a highest limiting factor. Like that, you have to calculate it, my dear. So here, what they told, the nutrition enrichment experiment confirmed that nitrogen was the limiting for phytoplankton growth. The macronutrient nitrogen and phosphorus are the nutrients that limit aquatic productions. Okay, so that is very, very important. See here, there is a calculation has given in that small diagram. Sorry, that's a chart. Is that first one is called as tropical rainforest, tropical deciduous forest, temperate deciduous forest, and temperate coniferous forest, and savannas, temperate grassland, and desert shrubs. These are the ecosystem. How many types of ecosystem here reported here? See here, there are 7 ecosystem have been reported. How many kilometers it will be? See here, the area, kilometers, 17 kilometers, 8, 7, 12, and 15, 9, and 18. Here, how much is the double digit? Listen here, 17, 12, 15, and 18. Okay. See here, tropical deciduous forest is 8, temperate deciduous forest is 7, and then temperate grassland is 9. So T is which one? There is a tropical, temperate, and temperate. These are the single digit, and the remaining things are the double digit. The mean plant biomass, how much it will be there? The tropical land forest, where there is a highest rate is there. So automatically, you know about that the biomass is also increased. But in this category, see here, the forest, here the forest, here the forest, here the forest, here the forest. All are forest, isn't it? Forest. Here the kilometers also increase, but at the same time, these two are less kilometer, but the biomass is high. Okay, high in nature. But here high, but here the biomass is less compared to the other three. But here the means of primary productivity, this is also very, very important. Their year, sometimes they may ask the question 20, 15, 12 only. Remaining things are very less nature. These are all less, these are all normal, low to high. Okay, you have to calculate it. You have to mug up it, this area. Sometimes they may ask the question in this part only. In this part means how much it will be produced. The mean net primary productivity, then the 1 year, that is called as net primary productivity. Okay, you have to calculate in this area, my dear. So these are all see here. Concept boosted, they are told for the grass primary productivity, GPP simply called as 1. 15% of the energy of the incident radiation, or 2 to 10% of bar. Okay, what is by bar? We will discuss it. For net primary productivity, NPP, here the GPP we calculated, here the NPP calculated. Already we discussed 0.8 to 4% of the incident. Total radiations are 1.6 and 8% of bar. Okay. So these are the concept boosted. Just note it. So no need to go through it. Okay. At the tropic level of the consumer, the rate at which the food energy is assimilated is called as secondary productivity. Okay. So what is by primary productivity? That is the production of the food in the form of photosynthesis. So photosynthesis is the first primary productivity. Second one is what is that? You know, what is that? Energy storage, assimilation. Assimilated means the carbon dioxide is assimilated in the form of starch. Where, you know, in the land. So this is called as secondary productivity. Light energy utilization here. The production of the starch is also secondary productivity. The secondary productivity is defined as the rate of formation of new organic matter by consumer. Formation of the new organic matter by consumer. Okay, my dear. This is called as secondary productivity. And the next we will pass on to the next one is soil composition. We'll see the next class, my dear students. Okay. Today we will discuss what are the things. I will summarize all those things. We will finish it up to this level, my dear. Okay. See here. So today what we discuss, you know, structural and functions of the ecosystem. What are the structures? You know, the important structural features are the species composition and diversity, and physiognomy, stratification, life cycle, ecological community, abiotic material, range of physical conditions. Okay. Physiognomy. So already we discussed that refer to the external appearance or look of the community. For instance, the high physiognomy of a forest differ markedly from the low physiognomy of grassland. Stratification. What is the meaning of stratification? Depicts vertical layering of the vegetation. Different layer are occupied by different species. A well-developed forest ecosystem exhibits a new highly stratified structure consists of several layers of the vegetation. Already we know about. These are the layer. Already we discussed which one is the highest. No, this one is the highest one. This one is the lowest one. Here the grass is the lowest one. This one is the highest layer of the forest ecosystem. Canopy, and also last one is called as which one, you know, the ground cover, as well as the inner side there is a rhizopia under the soil particle. What are the layer? Already you know we include canopy under story tree layer, shrub layer, and also herb layer, and also the likewise the bird community also it has several layers also there. And another one is vertical stratification lead to the two species, very, very important. One is called as increase in the number of species and the efficiency use of the resources. These are the two leads, very, very important. And what is by producer, how it will be, and also how it will be linked with the food chain. Already I will discuss. What is by biomass, that things also already we discussed. What is by crabs standard, okay, that things also we'll discuss. And also standing state is also, which one is the standing state? The amount of nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and calcium present in the soil is referred to as the standing standard. Okay, it may be vary, depends upon their ecosystem, one ecosystem to another ecosystem. What are the functions of ecosystem? There are so many things is there. Productivity and the energy flow, nutrient cycle, development of stabilization, energy flow, food chain, efficiency, biotic interrelationship, homeostasis. Okay. In productivity, there are two types, is the primary and secondary. Primary, what is that? It may be how it will be calculated in our lab. One is called as weight, dry weight, and another one is called as energy wise calculated. Okay, primary productivity is nothing but the what is that producer, particularly in the plant involved in this process. Photosynthesis is very, very important. Okay, so grass primary productivity and also net primary productivity. How will you calculate the net primary productivity? That is equal to GP minus R. It is also very, very important for the NEET point of view. And how many tons the production takes place in the biosphere, whole biosphere? How much is the ozone production takes place? Remaining things is land. How much is that? That things also we have to calculate. And which one is a very, very essential nutrients? Nitrogen is very, very essential nutrition for the phytoplankton. Okay, how it will be produced? How the light intensity is also passed through the layer. Okay, it depends upon their meter, 15 meter. How much it will be? Enter penetration is also depends upon the light intensity. What are the microorganisms? What are the plants also they can grow in the bottom of the C2, upper to the bottom, whatever it may be. How will we calculate? All those things already we discussed. Okay, so and the ecosystem area, how much is there? Mean plant biomass, how much is there? Mean net primary productivity, how much in per year we calculated. They have stated the tabulation format. You just note it down. This is also sometimes this question also sometimes they were asked in the NEET point of view, my dear. Okay, so we'll finish it up to this level, my dear students. We will see the remaining things on the next classes. Okay, thank you so much. Take care. Bye. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.